Hello everyone, welcome to the daily reading. I am Natalie, spelled Natalee, your favorite Capricorn on YouTube. Okay guys, so the download is interesting because it was something that I said before. It was like a completion, or I said, what was that day? With a fire alarm, That's what this is. So what they told me is that it's not an alarm, it's a siren. Okay, so, and what's really cute and funny is that the psychic tuning is, they channeled this line from Ninotchka, which is, it's like one of my favorite movies of all time. It might be my favorite romantic movie, like romantic comedy type movie. Melvin Douglas is just perfect. Anyway, they channeled what they say in the beginning when they're setting up, and they say, the voiceover goes, back in the day when a siren was a brunette and not an alarm. I thought that's freaking awesome. I love how they channel certain things to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Celtic cross spread about this siren. So I want to know what the siren is. You want to know what the siren is. We all want to know what the siren is. So let's go ahead and one more shuffle, and then I'll cut into three. Thank you. I cut into thirds. I don't know why. I just do it. And now we will do our first layer. We are going to do a second layer. Let's see what this is all about. Interesting. The bottom of this deck, we have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Fool, and we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so let me see what's just really peeking out. Queen of Swords. Okay, so I usually take a look at the bottom three. The Two of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Page of Swords. This is wanting to take a huge jump. You want to jump into something, and you're ready, you're gearing, you're trying to do a little, like, you're ready to get going, but you're waiting for conditions to change before you do, because you're not going to be foolish in when and how you do this. You're actually being extremely strategic. Very strategic. You're like, when's it going to be safe? Like, when's it going to be the right double Dutch moment to jump in? That's pretty sophisticated. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and get our second layer down. So the siren could be the moment, the call to action for you. Okay, I want to cut this up a little bit. It's going to be different for everyone, so I'm going to try to cover all of the different scenarios, or just stimulate some ideas as to what it could be or how it could manifest. Oopsie. Okay. That feels good for that guy. Okay, I just cut into three. And it's interesting, they really did want me to put down this Celtic cross too. They're like, Celtic cross. Do the Celtic cross, Natalie. I'm like, okay. Weird. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Temperance with the Chariot and the Two of Cups. Oh my God. So there's definitely something about a relationship here. There's definitely either something that needed to be mended or healed before things can really move forward. So this doesn't matter in what context, because we have to deal with people. So this could be romantic relationship, a marriage. This could be a business partnership. This could be between co-workers. This could be playing out in any area of your life. It could be the okay? So that's what we have here. This was partly a timing issue, because this is about, the Temperance is about kind of like a crock pot. How you just put that on for like 8 hours, and at the very end you have something delicious. But it's only because it took that long to marinate, and for all the spices to soak in, and for all the juices to get juicier. That's why it tastes so good. If you made it in 15-20 minutes, it wouldn't taste as good, because all the spices would just be on the top. So once you start chewing it and masticating everything, you know, you'd have to move it all around, and still you can still taste it, but it's not going to be every little square centimeter of whatever you're eating has that flavor to the bone, to the very middle of it. It'll just be on the top. So this is something that was slow cooking to heal. Okay, so this healing took some time. It took some marinating for the juices to get juicy, so that, you know, both of you can kind of come around and move this chariot forward with whatever it is you're trying to do. For some of you, it's the relationship yourself, like the relationship itself. For others, it's something else. It's this business or whatever this is. Okay, so let's take a look at the far past. This is how you got into the situation here. So in the far past, we have the Six of Swords with the Knight of Swords. This is interesting because there was some rude awakening that you learned about, or that came to you somehow through, I don't know, some information, right? Some information, something came to light. It was like a smack in the face. It was a rude awakening, and it caused you to leave something behind. So this could be like you moved, like you physically moved somewhere. You physically left your hometown or your dwelling. For some of you, it's leaving negative thinking. It's like something just clocked you over the head, and just like out of shock, it shocked you out of thinking a certain way. You know, so there was a rude awakening here. In the recent past, we have the Page of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups. So I feel like this is you studying and making a damn study, almost like a clinical study. Almost like a clinical study. You're looking at what's going to make you happy. So whatever the rude awakening was, it feels like, okay, well, that's not going to make me happy. What is going to make me happy? What's really going to make me happy? So you're studying your own emotional function, your own emotional mechanism. It's like if every cup represented, if like you Xeroxed this card and put it on a big piece of paper and then drew little lines from every one of these 10 cups to tell you like, okay, this cup makes me, this is one thing that makes me really happy. Like if you like try to make a list of 10 things that, not 10 things I hate about you, 10 things that make you 10 of cups happy. Let's say that. Let's say like 10 things that make you 10 of cups happy. That's exactly what this would be, because this is also like writing stuff down. Actually, this is like student type energy. So you're really, really taking a look at this, and you're also looking in the mirror. You're also looking in your reflection like, what makes you happy, fucker? No, I'm just kidding. You don't talk to yourself that way. But you know what I'm saying. You're really like, what's going to make me happy? Here we have the thick of things. We have your Hanged Man with the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Staves. So this is very much you holding back your action. You're holding back from taking action. And this is really interesting because I'm getting siren stuff. Like, holy shit. You know what they just gave me? They just gave me Uma Thurman in Kill Bill when there's like all the red around her eyes and it's like, you know, and the siren goes off when she's like ready to. Okay, so there's different moments that the siren goes off for different ones of you, okay? And this is one of them. Okay, well, let me start back here. So this is one siren, okay? Like when this is done cooking, that crock pot is like really done. Okay, this is like the siren this is the siren that goes off, that chariot, where it's like, you have this feeling, this knowing. This is also like divine intervention. So there could be an actual like moment or thing that happens or something. It's interesting because in the far past, you have a rude awakening. That's a siren. Okay. And then here you have a different kind of siren where you have that moment of, okay, whatever that was, like that's over. And now this is something new. And now this is different and things are moving forward. But you feel it. It's like a very intuitive siren right there, okay? This is another siren where you're holding back. You're holding back and you're still making up your mind about something. And I'll tell you right now, the energy right on top of it, we have the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. So for me as a reader, I get 6 of Swords and 8 of Cups that come out together very frequently. Like I would say 8 times out of 10, when I pull one card, I pull the other. Like the other one comes up in the reading. It's very, very walking away energy. And it's always serves for me as a reader, complete confirmation. Like when the 8 of Cups shows up, that's walking away for good. Like you leave something behind for good. And the Six of Swords is moving away from something under extremely stressful conditions. And we already have the Knight of Swords with that. So there was a rude awakening that it was like you're moving on to bigger and better things, but you're moving on a little bit traumatized because of this rude awakening. And in this case, when it's just this, it's because of the negative words or something negatively said or some criticism or something just really verbally abusive. So there could have been something quite traumatic in the far past that was like the siren, and you're just like, I'm out. So the fact that we have the Eight of Cups with the Seven, it's like you are holding up your active principle until you walked away from the illusion, from the options that were no longer viable or never were viable for you. So, oh, this is really sad, but they're giving me that you had to walk, this is emotional too for the Cups, that you had to walk away from emotionally investing into someone when that person was never, it's like you were with potential. And I don't even mean this completely romantically, guys. I mean this in any way, shape, or form. Like you were attached to the potential that your boss could be a good, responsible boss, or you were attached to the potential of a lover who could be so great, or you were attached to the potential of a family member that you're wanting them to just come around, or you're wanting them to just think differently or feel differently about something, and you're just like attached to that, but you can't move forward waiting for that. You can't move forward waiting for anyone else. And you have this huge thing that you're about to start, or that you want to start, and that's part of you waiting for conditions to change. You're trying to wait for conditions to change, and what you really need is the change of perspective, because other people's conditions, you can't wait for those conditions to change. You have to move forward with your own conditions, because you can't control anyone else. You can't affect anyone else, not by your words, your behavior. You know, let me put it this way. For some of you, it's like, for one person, you're walking away from it's like you're walking away from thinking of someone a certain way. That's interesting. They're giving me this really big, deep thing. So whoever, if this is maybe like for one person, I don't know who this is for, but it's for you. So it's like you're walking away from the illusion about a person, because now they're showing me the silhouette, and it came up in Capricorn. Interesting how Capricorn, it's like they had this huge Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and you actually have Wheel of Fortune on your table, so I'm just going to show you the card just so you can see. Like, look at this beautiful, beautiful, sparkly, shiny Wheel of Fortune. This is a Golden Universal Tarot deck, just FYI. And what they showed me for Capricorn is, if you just imagine the silhouette in front of that light, but taking up the whole card, basically, standing in front of like the light, and blocking their Wheel of Fortune from shining. Okay? Blocking the Wheel of Fortune, blocking all that light from coming in, blocking it. A big shadow, big silhouette, and then moving aside to let that light shine. Getting over their own. Capricorn this week was about successfully getting out of your own way. Anyway, what this is though is walking away from waiting for someone to change, because that was your delusion. Like, you're waiting for conditions to change, you're waiting for someone else, and you can't wait for them. You have to have this change in perspective, because you're going along and you're going your way. If someone else can't change their mind, and that's what they want me to tell you about this other person. For those of you waiting for someone to catch up, that person is someone who you're not seeing them clearly. This other person is showing up as someone who, it's like once they make up their mind about a person or a thing or a situation, they can't change their mind based on new information. Anything new that you try to introduce to them, they just automatically reject it as like a conspiracy theory or a lie or a deception. Like, they themselves are confused and they have no idea. They totally think that they think that they are open-minded and they're not. Or they think that they are clear thinking and they're not. or they think that, whatever it is, however this applies for you, it's like you're waiting for that person to catch up to you. You're about to take a huge leap. If you're about to start something incredible, like the next phase of your life, that zero, once humans introduced the number zero, human consciousness expanded exponentially. So I feel like you are the Fool card energy here. You're waiting for someone or something else. You're waiting for conditions to change before you start something. And I'm here to give you confirmation. Do not wait for this person. Just start it. Just do it. I know that's rough, but this person, once it's like a single mom who maybe when the kid was born, the dad was a asshole and a horrible person. And let's say that dad gets better and changes, goes to rehab, has all this hermit work that they do. And let's say that they are authentically a better person now and changed now. That would be like that mom holding that dude accountable. And it's like once she made up her mind about that guy, nothing was going to change her mind about that guy. Like nothing he could do. It's like she keeps him. She doesn't allow him to change. She doesn't allow him to grow. She doesn't allow him to be anyone else but that asshole that was treating her like shit. So in effect, she's the one who's staying in the past and who can't change and who's, and it's sort of, it sucks that she was hurt and she was a victim and now she's like still a victim. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but in her mind, she's stuck. She thinks that she doesn't get it. She can't change her mind based on new information. So it's like, okay, well, she's gone. She's lost. She's like, can't wait for that person. Poor kid wants to have like a dinner or family, whatever. And she's, making ugly ass, dirty ass faces at that guy across the room. And the kid's like trying to just have like a nice dinner night. And like, get over it, whatever. But I know that that's really riling some of you guys up. I can feel it. I can feel you guys. I can even hear you sometimes. I get it. Okay, you need to watch Capricorn though. Whether you're Capricorn or not then. If that was getting you, if that was triggering you a little bit and you're feeling defensive about thinking about someone that way, and this is not having to do with someone who's like clinically gone, like a sociopath or a narcissist or someone with a personality disorder. You cannot amend a personality disorder. You can medicate a mental disorder. Personality disorder, no. So we're not talking about that. I'm not defending someone who's like that, okay? So this is about the person that's trying to start something new, okay? This is about someone who is changing their minds based on new information. This person needs to let that fantasy, that illusion, dating potential, whatever that is, walk away from it for good. Because the next energy that you can expect is the Five of Swords and the Page of Staves. It's about getting out of this energy. That Five of Swords, ruthless, competitive, it's about getting out of that energy. And there's going to be a little bit of a rough and tumble because this Page of Wands is like super enthusiastic. So I feel like if you, like when you try to walk away from this person, that you were kind of waiting for, when you start to put up that boundary or put up that distance or just really move on, it can be the spark that starts that little bit of a war with this person, but it won't touch you if you're really walking away from that person's hold on you. It won't really get to you because you're going to ascend a vibration that doesn't include them. You're going to have your boundaries. You already know what makes you supremely happy, and it's not devolving your speech into a nasty fight with this person. So I feel like you're really protected from this energy. This is showing up to just let you know that it's going to be the spark of a little bit of a kerfuffle. It's a bit more than a kerfuffle. It could be this person can really lash out at you, or it could be a little bit ugly, but you've been waiting. You can't wait anymore. Maybe this person thinks that you would never leave them behind and we have such a beautiful connection. Well, you know what? If the healing that takes place is you healing your need to connect yourself to this person, like connect your soul's progress to their soul's progress, then the healing is like, no, it's not. Everyone has their own individual soul to take care of. So even if you were incarnated to help this person and this person was incarnated to help you, okay, well, if someone can't change their mind, they can't change their mind. And you can, and you do, and you are, and you're going to go on bigger, blah, 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 blah. So where you are now, you guys, this is hilarious because I was like, watch Cap Corner, watch Cap Corner. I really should change it to Capricorner. That just sounds like so cool. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Devil card. So Capricorn energy doesn't have to be Capricorn. Does not have to be Capricorn energy. But we do have the Devil here. So what this is taking control of your fortune. It's taking control of your own destiny. Because you have unchained yourself from this person's growth. And it really is this person's growth that you were chained. That is fucking crazy. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is a mover and a shaker. Feisty, spicy. The Hangman upright is like, okay, well, I'm not going to take action. I'm not moving. I'm not going to make a move yet. But you got to walk away from this emotional... you're like emotionally tied to this person, okay? But once you do, you release yourself from what you're tying, you're chaining yourself up to this person or this thing, this way of thinking, this way of feeling like they're chained to the devil's pedestal here. So once you do that and have that your own change of perspective, once you have your own change of perspective, you take the chains off and you move the wheel. The wheel moves because the wheel won't move unless you know about yourself. That Sphinx sitting at the top of the wheel will ask you a riddle. And if you cannot answer that riddle, if you have not been reading about yourself, not like actually reading about yourself, but it's just like the metaphor. So if you haven't been learning about yourself through your interaction with others or through your interaction with this specific person, and they ask you the riddle and you can't answer your own riddle about your own self, it proves to the Sphinx that you don't know yourself. She has a sort of truth. She knows what the truth is. You should know what the truth is. So if you can't answer that question, the wheel doesn't move, or worse, it takes you to the bottom. So you're going to be put to the test, guys. You're going to get an opportunity. You're going to get, let me see if I see it. No, you're just waiting for conditions to change. Okay, so you're waiting for conditions to change, and you don't realize that you can do this now, or very, very soon after you click into this reading, that you can change the wheel, but you need to realize what you need to realize. You need to pass this test of self-knowledge, of self-awareness. All of these signs in the corners are fixed signs. That's immovable, really resistant to change here. We have Taurus the bull, we have Leo the lion, we have the higher evolved Scorpio the eagle, and then we have the angel for Aquarius. It's fixed signs, so it's like, okay. But they're reading books, they're learning. And when you learn, you change. When you learn, you grow. When you learn something new, it replaces what you knew previously. So this person that you're waiting for is probably not going to change. Because if they can't learn, if they're not changing their position based on new information, they're not learning. Learning means you read something, you learn, okay, and then you absorb it. You let it work on you. You let it affect you. Okay? For some of you, this is like there's political stuff here. For some of you, it's relational. For some of you, but however it applies, you need to know that about this person, because otherwise you're never going to change. What you want to change in this person is what you want to change in yourself. And that's what dang it, I blew it. That's what the Sphinx is going to ask you. Okay? I'll guess I'll be a Sphinx for today. So they're going to ask you, do you know this about yourself? Can you see yourself in this person? Everything you don't like about this person that you're waiting for conditions to change, you're waiting for that person to change. Can you change? Can you have the turn of perspective to realize that you can be different than this person? You want them to change. You want them to change. You want them to change. Once you change and let that person be, let them go. You can still love them if you want to love them, whatever. But the distance and the boundary. Well, you answered the riddle, and then the Sphinx goes, oh. Takes the handle of the wheel like the Wheel of Fortune, like it was a game show. And that is just ding, 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 ding. $1 million. Okay? Okay. How other people see you in this situation, this is crazy. I forget it every single time when I put my cards back. I forget to put this. This is the only card that I shuffle that shuffles in reverse. And I always, like the past 3 times it came out, I always forget to put it back upside down because I don't shuffle. I shuffle upright. But if I'm doing the poppers and they come out in reverse, then I'm like, okay, it's in reverse. But this is kind of hilarious because I guess it's meant to stay upright for now. Because and how other people see you guys, they see you not in stagnation. They see that you're not in stagnation because where you really are, you are in stagnation. You need to have a change in perspective about walking away from this person or walking away from this thought process or this way of thinking or this way of feeling. I feel like it's a person. I really do feel like it's a person because you're already analyzing yourself. You are already analyzing what makes you happy. So it's like people see you ready. It's like people see more of this part of you. People see more that you're prepping yourself to just like start a new business or take the world by storm or do something incredible with your life. And they don't know that you are actually holding a lot back, waiting for someone to think the way you think or to grow as far as you've grown or to catch up to you in some way, shape, or form. You know, because it was in the far past that there was a rude awakening that set you on your path, that sent you going, and maybe that person didn't agree with it or wasn't on board with it. But it's a rude awakening that got you there. And maybe you need to put more distance between them so you can start this little fight and see their true nature and see like this might be what it takes for you to see that they're not going to change ever and just accept that and stop waiting. So people see you like in life they see you just like total empress mode, like you're attractive, you're attracting things to you, you're manifesting through Venusian means where you're not fighting. You're not in conflict. You're not instigating anything. You're not getting into petty arguments or petty anything. And that you do know what you want. You have had a change in perspective. You have grown. You know, they're seeing you. You used to think one way, now you think this way. Like they see that. They see that you're a person that can change their position based on new information. I tweak people out all the time when I change my position based on new information. People think it's like, they're like, what? I thought you, what? And I have to tell people, I say, listen, I will change my position based on new information. I absolutely. I'm not that emotionally invested or mentally dignant, or, you know, which is surprising for a Capricorn. But if I'm saying something, if I'm putting my point across and the other person understands, and then they give me information that either contradicts my point or updates the information or, you know, whatever it is, I'll say, I take your point. I take your point and I change my position. This is correct. This is resonating, you know, and it's, you know, people are like, what? They had already made up their mind about who I am. They already made up their mind about what I think and how I feel. And they don't see me as a growing, evolving person, but they do. Okay, so that's like you. So this is what you're looking like. You're looking like someone who is able to change their position and change their mind and therefore attract a lot of abundance. A lot of abundance. Okay? For me, I have my moon and Mercury in Aquarius. So for me, it's very scientific. I'm not attached. I'm not attached to certain things. So it's like, well, if it refutes the point, then what's the point of? I'm not going to die on any hill. Okay, let me put it that way. So that's how people are seeing you. So it's really interesting because they're not seeing that you're holding yourself back, and you are. Okay. So your hope or fear. This is very clearly your hope. Your hope is that you get your 10 of Pentacles and the Sun card. Your hope is that you achieve everything that you want, that you have complete love and clarity and honesty, and things are just like revealed and out in the open and fullest of your self-expression. You know, for some of you, this could be that you want your self-expression to bring you pentacles, or that you want love in your life to match the pentacles, and you want the pentacles to match the love and acceptance that you feel. I feel like for the Sun, this is about being accepted for who you are. For some of you, you could be waiting on someone, a close relationship, to accept you for who you are. In some way, shape, or form, the person's not doing it. Okay, so in your outcome, what you get, we have the Two of Swords with the Three of Cups. So I feel like some of you are going to be, like, you take this lesson, you take what I'm saying, you can kind of let go of this person, but I feel like this person's going to want to just come back and try. Like, it's not like an ending forever and for good. This feels like family or family business or something, you know. And this could be, the Ten of Pentacles is also ancestry and lineage and inheritance. So it's almost like you want healing for that too. So with the Two of Swords, it's like, God, do I reconcile with this person? Do I bring them back in? Do I, you know, it's already starting to go there. And there's a little clue here, because at the very end, like in the future environment position, we have the Page of Cups with the Five of Pentacles. Someone's getting rejected hard. I mean, hard rejected, like this. And this is the thing, that this person's delusional. They're not going to change their mind. They can't. They just can't. They're choosing not to. They're going to die on the hill, and they're going to lose you. They're going to lose you because you can't wait. You have the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the Chariot. Like, you can't stop your life waiting for someone else. And I know that's harsh, but that's what you're going through right now. Okay? So for some of you, the Siren, actually no, this is what they're telling me. This is what it is. The Siren is a metaphor for when you get those prompts, when you get these prompts in dealing with this person that you've got to walk away from, that are telling you that they're not changing, that tell you that they're not growing, that's telling you, oh my God, that's telling you to change your position based on new information. I love how they just took my words and like used them. That's funny. You're funny. Okay, so it's like another, it's because it's really all about you. Like, it's about the side, but it's about this person, no, but it's about you. Okay, so it's like, can you free yourself? Are you hearing the sirens? Are you hearing the sirens and taking that information and changing your perspective and changing your position based on the sirens of new information that you're getting? It's beautiful. It makes so much sense now what they're channeling. That's what the siren is. That's what the sirens are. So multiple sirens. All right, guys. So if you guys do this, then you're listening to the sirens. If you don't listen to the sirens and you don't walk away from this person, put up some boundaries with this person, then you don't answer the riddle, and you stay emotionally and spiritually at the level of this person because you're going to keep waiting for them. You're going to stay in this inaction. You're going to stay in this like not moving things or not moving forward. And you're really tying yourself to them because it's like you're not listening to the sirens and changing your position based on new information, just like this person is not changing their position based off new information. So you guys are at the same level of vibrational frequency, and then you both stay stuck. Okay. So this is really like a choice. This is like a very choice spread for you guys. So you've got to, because where you are now, this is the energy you are in now, where you're being tested. How well do you know yourself? Do you even know that you're in your own way, or you're chaining yourself? You're chaining certain parts of your own evolution to this person's evolution. Do you know that? Now that you know that, are you going to change your position based on knowing this, now this new information coming to light? Or are you going to stay stuck with them because they're stuck and you don't want to not be with them? What do you want more, your wheel of fortune, or to be stuck with this person who you're not happy with because they can't change? They're not accepting something about you. So they're rejecting you, you're going to reject your wheel of fortune turning? Because what I see, the predominant, the strongest energy is going to change their position based on new information. And what it comes down to is, the biggest thing is, well, are they going to let that person into the table when they're celebrating their victory? Because this person goes on for victory. They're waiting for conditions to be correct and right, and they're sort of juggling back and forth. They have a change of perspective based on new information, and then they can move their wheel of fortune. They can take action, and they kind of free themselves from waiting, from the juggling, and they can focus better. Okay? And then it just comes down to how close am I going to let this person get to me? Because it's not going to work keeping them super close and really waiting for them and blah, 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 blah. And I feel like because you already followed your instinct, your intuition that was successful, that was holding you back from something else, I feel like you're going to communicate like, you know what, I need my boundary. And that could be like a surprise to this person. Like they betray themselves a little bit because they might act like they're just sort of like a little bit surprised or a little bit shocked, but they're actually taking it really bad. They're going to take it like a really hard rejection, but they're only creating that pain for themselves because they're too blind to see that they're delusional, that they can't be someone that you can be around because they stopped growing and you're growing past them. This is about outgrowing someone and the sirens that are telling you that. This reading's done. We're done. That's it in a nutshell. I love you guys forever. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can go to theartigan.com/tarot. Otherwise, I feel like this was it. This was immensely helpful for someone or a couple of you out there. So take care of yourselves. I love you forever, and I'll see you for tomorrow's daily.